I asked God, what do you want to tell them? That they are superwomen? That they are the closest human beings to heaven? That our foolishness isn't a reflection of your worth as a parent? That raising a child is not the end of purpose, but just the beginning? Then I just decided to tell you all that, then start the poem. Growing up, I never knew how to thank my mama. I guess I never really knew I had to. I was unaware that the correct response to all the trauma was gratitude. I didn't look like my mom, so I was ugly. I was too rough for her, so I was a little sunny. I was my daddy's daughter. So my mom had no problem telling me she didn't love me. By middle school, I belonged to the streets. But I felt like God, through your lifeline, gave me a little relief. I was adopted at the age 18 when she found me. I was wandering through the streets, rummaging through the trash cans of life, looking for peace, longing for acceptance, spiritually emaciated. I would have walked right past me. But this woman, this mother, looked at me and called me her beloved, picked me up and washed away years of pain with living waters and greased up my battle-scarred heart with that good old Gilead balm like Vaseline on Sunday morning knees. I couldn't understand how the woman who made me couldn't, but the stranger chose to love me until at 22, God saw fit to give me my own seed, and I realized what it was like to want to give your life for another human being, and this God changed my name like Sarah. Years of rejection and anger started to disappear, and while still trying to figure out how to be a daughter, I became mother. And as the doctor laid those 6 pounds in my hands and I finally had a God's eye view, all I could say was thank you. And I called the woman who 22 years before sat in my place, and as tears ran down my face, all I could say was thank you. Not for perfection, but persistence, because I started reading and realized there were a few lines left out of the motherhood job description. That mother doesn't come with a manual. That mothers, we are doctors, Holy Spirit trained in boo-boos and heartbreaks. We take that two-edged sword and surgically divide spirit and flesh. Mothers are architects, building futures and purpose like skyscrapers, blueprints written on your heart like God's own personal notebook paper. You are a magician. I've watched my mother take 2 pieces of toast and a stick of butter and make Sunday dinner, but only her and God knew her secrets. Seamstress, you take scraps and turn them into a coat of many colors. He trusts you like no other. Mother. Because when the sun sets, you kneel at the side of your bed and fight not for what you see, but what God said. Mother. You are flesh of God's flesh and bone of God's bone. I mean, you have to be, because how did you already know what I did before I even got home? Mother. You are woman. Creation nestled not in your womb, but in your heart. Purpose and act right cradled in the palm of your right hand. Your heartbeat creates the baseline of time. Mother. Doesn't just start when you have a baby. And birthing one isn't the qualifying factor for the position, because the womb is not a body part, but a spiritual safe haven. And even if God saw fit to use alternative methods to bless you with his gift, you are still mother. When I started writing this poem, I asked God, what do you want me to tell you? So I'm here today to say thank you. On behalf of every seed you have watered, every heart you have healed, adopted, bonus, or biological, every day you showed up to work when you had nothing left, every prayer prayed, every dollar spent, every sleepless night, and every battle fought. Mother, many women do noble things, but you surpassed them all. Thank you. And God showed me that generations of broken relations had left my mother empty, but enmity doesn't belong between you and your seed, so I refuse to leave this room without giving God this opportunity, and I will stand in the gap like Samson, and I will die trying to close it, because the generations of women heals over the world, and the devil knows it. For everyone who never got to utter those words, on behalf of mothers across the world, I love you. And for every mother who planted her water but never got her flowers, thank you. You are superwomen. You are the closest human beings to heaven. Our foolishness isn't a reflection of your worth as a parent. And raising a child is not the end of purpose, but just the beginning. Thank you.